And aloha.
Aloha.
My name is Jason Scott Earl. I'm the director for the Entrepreneurship Center at BYU Hawaii here in Laie. And here we are laser focused on three things: helping our students learn how to learn how to make money, and learn how to live a life of meaning. And in the last 7 years, we've seen some amazing projects come out where our students are creating organizations, creating for-profits, nonprofits, and NGOs to go out and basically create jobs where there are no jobs. If we talk about startups, we really feel like we learn by doing. And so one of the most important things you can know about me is that I currently have 6 startups. Their names are Benjamin, Jaden, Jacob, Max, Kenna, and Henry. We also have 2 IPOs. We have one recently left for Guatemala, and just this last week, Benjamin left for Colorado. So, what I really want to share with you today are 6 baby startups from the Entrepreneurship Center. We can't really take credit for these. Our students have gone out, they've found ways to get resources to launch these companies, these organizations. And what I hope to share with you is what we've learned, what we're still learning, and how we think there's great opportunity to move the needle from poverty to prosperity. We really look for 3 things. We look for a problem, we look for enabling technology, and we look for non-consumers. A lot of this really comes from the research done by Clayton Christensen. He's applied it to medicine, to business, to education, and now he's applied it to social ventures. The interesting thing here is you really want to look for corruption. Corruption is typically a symptom of people trying to find a better way to do something. You also want to find enabling technology, not necessarily high-tech, but something that's low-cost and scalable. And finally, you want to find non-consumers. These are people who typically cannot afford the product or service, but they want it, they just haven't had a chance to get access to that market. So, we really see 3 different fields coming together. Basically, engineering, education, and entrepreneurship. Now, if you look at these in isolation, this is where you get into trouble, because I can tell you, engineers love to find a solution where no problem exists. And I'm the old guy. I'm an associate, a bachelor's, and a master's in engineering. We love to design a new product or some cool software hack and try to force it into the market, even though no one wants it. If you look at education in a silo, this is a problem because failure is really not an option. We spoon feed our curriculum. We tell our students they can't miss any points. We have a whole grading system. A, B, C, D. No one knows what any of those mean. Like A does not mean above average. B means above average. No one even knows what the letter system means except for F. We know F means failure. Whatever happens, you cannot fail. And if we look at entrepreneurship in isolation, this is an industry fraught with problems. Basically, captures ooh, something shiny. Constantly distracted, trying to jump on the next big thing, and not a lot of discipline. So what we really need to do is find a place where all together, engineering, education, and entrepreneurship. So if we look at these quickly, engineering, if we really think of a problem as really where the opportunity lies, you can go to places like the Philippines and see where farmers spend an entire day to plant 1 hectare of rice. But if you pool these same farmers together into a co-op, allow them access to drone technology, they can plant that same field in 20 minutes. If we go to education, and really actually plan for failure, let our farmers, our students, our entrepreneurs set up small-scale experiments, test something, and see if it fails. And if it fails, we're like, that was amazing. We feel like there's so much more you can learn from a failure than from a success. And finally, we go to entrepreneurship. We realize it's not just about a new product or a new service, it's really about an entirely new ecosystem. So we need to find new ways to get access to markets, we need government support, we need executive support, we need a lot of different things coming together, not just something in isolation. So I'd like to share these 6 baby startups real quickly. The first is in Cote d'Ivoire. One of our students came here to BYU Hawaii from Ivory Coast. He was actually raised as an indentured servant on a cacao farm, actually helping to harvest cacao. And He went back there, he basically started this organization that brought kids out of the fields, put them back into the classrooms, and helped the farmers gain higher productivity through beekeeping, microfinancing, and improved fertilizer. This actually improved yields, production, and helped the farmers see that there was a better way to lower their costs, increase their supply, and get the kids back into the schools. If you go there today, there's 3 different schools that are now set up. The government sees the value, the government's paying for teachers to come in, and the farmers are seeing much greater prosperity and access to new markets. And our next example, this is from outer Mongolia. This is an amazing place. The culture is rich, the people are fascinating. The big problem is there's no jobs and there's limited income. If you look closely at this picture though, inside one of these yurts, you'll see that grandma actually has her cell phone tucked up in the rafters of the yurt. These people are amazingly connected. They've got smartphones, they're on a 4G network. All you have to do is introduce Airbnb, and suddenly we have entire new ecotourism that Master Dunn just told us all about. Now we have people who would normally never be able to go to Mongolia. These are non-consumers, but they can go there, and for $50, they can spend a night in a yurt, meet the locals, have this amazing experience, and they're more than happy to pay it. And these families make more in 1 month of Airbnb than an entire year of selling yak milk. And what we want to make sure is that money is truly going back into these resources that allow for this ecotourism. The next example comes from the Philippines. Many of you may have heard of Rise Up, started by one of our students about 3 years ago named Elvin Zeta. His real, I think, breakthrough was going straight to the corruption. Finding the middleman system where we have farmers who basically have to pay up front for seeds, fertilizer, tools. They work all year long, they turn around, and then they sell their crops right back to that middleman to pay back their debt with a crazy interest rate, 20% per month. So Elvin's gone in with this organization, set up these farm schools to teach farmers how to be more self-reliant, to get access to microfinancing, to do things besides just plant rice. And there's this entire new ecosystem where they even have an app that allows farmers to sell directly to the end consumer. The government really supports this. They see the value of it. They pay for every farmer who graduates from the farm school, which allows for this to actually be sustainable. If you go to these schools today, these people are on fire. They're like mini entrepreneurs. I think they call them agripreneurs. And they're launching not just businesses in agriculture, but they're setting up their own retail shops and their own small businesses. And there's an energy and excitement. We have over 33 farm schools in the Philippines. They've recently opened up 3 more in Cambodia, and they now have plans to move into Vietnam. One more example. This is from Tuvalu. This is the 2nd smallest nation in the world. And it is basically ground zero when it comes to rising sea levels, contaminated soil, and no access to fresh produce. We had students come in, introduce hydroponics, teach people how to grow their own fresh produce. There's huge demand for it. They just couldn't get access to it before. And surprisingly, the big non-consumer are the schools where these children are allowed to learn hydroponics, raise their own plants, and basically, right outside of their school, sell fresh produce, which again has a huge impact. What we're really looking at are market-creating innovations, ways that we can bring together the enabling technology, the non-consumer, and this whole new area of engineered products. Okay, second to last example. This is Vanuatu, another island nation at ground zero. No jobs, no schools, not a lot of housing. There's no running water, there's no electricity, but they have cell phone towers that operate off of solar. And we've had students go back to this country, set up ecotourism sites where people can come in and actually live with members of the village, learn more about their culture, visit volcanoes, and most importantly, actually help build the schools and help teach English. So we currently have 3 different operations there where we have volunteers coming in. They're actually paying for the experience to come in, live with the locals, help build schools, and teach English. and they have a life-changing experience. All right, the last one. This is in Kiribati, the island of Tarawa. This is a really interesting place because they also have rising sea levels and they have the king tides, and the nation's basically disappearing. These people do not want to leave. The past president bought a bunch of islands in Fiji to move the people. They do not want to leave. And they've got this problem, thousands of abandoned cars. So one of our students came up with this idea, marine biologist, to basically take cars, clean them up, go out and land them on the reef, and then apply an electrical current system, next slide, where we actually have this electric field on the car, which attracts calcium carbonate out of the water. It builds up this limestone layer on the car, and then you can plant baby coral to help grow and strengthen the reef. We're still figuring this out. It's definitely in pilot stage, but these market-creating innovations have the potential to dramatically change the entire ecosystem by creating jobs, creating new opportunities, and giving people access to new markets. So if we back up for just a minute and think about education. How we learn has not changed in the last 6,000 years. If I took you back 6,000 years ago, you would see someone standing in front of a group and speaking, probably telling stories, probably stories about themselves. Today we call it TEDx. This is a great way to learn to know, but not to become. And most importantly, listen to your mentor and do what your mentor says. When we were running some simulations at Harvard Business School, I had a chance to meet with Clayton Christensen. I told him where I was from, what we were doing, and he invited me to his office. And I had this amazing experience where he talked about innovation and teaching in the education system. He said the absolute worst way to learn is lecture. A little better than that is maybe group work, problem-based learning. A little better than that is maybe case studies. They like case studies, HBS. Maybe above that would be simulations, the ones that we were running there. But he said the best way to learn is through a master and apprentice role. It's the number one way. And if we look at this ladder of mentors, you don't need a master mentor. You just need someone who's a little farther ahead. The best thing that's happened at the Willis Center for International Entrepreneurship is being able to connect our students to mentors, whether they're here on the island or back in their home country, to help them figure this out. This is an emergent strategy. No one really knows the answer, and as we're trying to find the right business model, we're making mistakes, and we're learning a lot. The last thing I would impress upon you is what the best mentors do. These are people who go with you. And typically they say, that is an important hill, we need to go there. They show great conviction, they motivate the group, and you're moving in that direction. But that's not what they're thinking. The best mentors are thinking, it's probably the right direction, but we better look for clues. Because the base assumption is that we're wrong. If you were to go to Clayton Christensen's office a month ago, there was a sign right next to his door that said anomalies wanted. He wanted to know what the exceptions were, why his theories might not be right, and he was willing to go back and adjust those theories. And our experience with our students has been, let's go out, let's try it, let's see what we learn. If it's a huge failure, we'll learn even more. So I'd like to close with this idea. If we're going to move the needle from poverty to prosperity, we need to see engineering where the problem is the opportunity, education that sees failure as learning, and see entrepreneurship as a whole new ecosystem, not just a new product or a new service. I want to thank you for this chance to share our baby startups with you. I want to thank you and my startups. Thank you.